Okay, for sale is a beautiful Ford Escape limited edition with all the bells and whistles and then some. Whoever originally purchased this basically said yes to everything. Yes to the automatic 4x4 option, the tow package with the transmission cooler, the $1,500 navigation package, running boards, bug deflector, you've got the shades above the windows, there's the keyless entry with the keypad on the side. There's even a button you can push to make it go into an auto engine brakes mode. It also has the park assist button. So you push that button, it tells you when it's found a good place to parallel park and then gets you to let go of the wheel and it parallel parks for you. It has these really neat blind spot mirrors which were new in this year, and up in the left hand corner, and I much prefer those actually to the little light that just comes on when someone's next to you in a lot of the newer vehicles. But one of my favorite stock features on this is the remote start, and we'll demonstrate that in a little bit. One of the aftermarket features on the exterior of the vehicle include these solar panels that help maintain the battery while the vehicle is not in use. And another feature that was added that I find very handy for when you have an armload of groceries is you just push this little button here in the bottom right hand corner, push it twice, and the back pops right open. That is not common to these vehicles. That is probably unique to this one, and it's a feature that I've really enjoyed. A couple other details you might be interested in are that there are no error codes, no drips on the pavement, no outstanding recalls, and the engine only has about 90-something thousand kilometers on it, less than 100,000 kilometers. It's got the Class 2 towing package for 3,500 pounds. The color is Oxford white. The ladies seem to appreciate the color quite a bit. The navigation system has an integrated Clarion deck, Clarion sound system. It's got new front calipers, new gas struts, both in the liftgate and the rear window. There's also a capless fuel filler, which saves you some time at the pump. Kind of interesting. And some helper springs were installed to kind of give it a bit of a nice California tilt, a little bit nicer stance, particularly when towing. It helps you with load bearing at the back when towing. And this has excellent emergency brakes. It's rear drum, and that gives you a lot of good brake pad surface area for some good e-brakes. And the tires, these are Michelin Defenders with pretty much full tread, almost full tread. So they're in excellent condition. They ride very nicely, really grip the road, great in the rain. Before we go inside the vehicle, it's also worthy to note this is in excellent condition. It gets reasonable fuel economy too. I was averaging about 24 miles a gallon, which is about 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers. And it also comes with a set of winter tires, as you can see right there. But going into the interior, it has the black leather interior, which is in excellent condition, both front and back. Just beautiful condition. And with the tow package, you can see all your backup sensors there that beep when you're getting close to something. And the reverse camera is right there underneath the Ford logo. But it comes with this adapter and an 1 7/8" and 2-inch ball, as well as the cargo liner. And that is the original mat that's rolled up there, and it is in excellent condition too. These seats fold down. Also worthy of note is that it has no error codes, no drips on the pavement. It's just in overall excellent condition. And I am hearing a fire alarm. Excuse me a minute. Okay, moving inside the vehicle, we can see that right in the center is the navigation package. And there's the button that you push to make it go into the automatic engine brakes mode when heading downhill. That button turns off your traction control. That's the button you push for the park assist feature, which is really neat. You've got a USB port there, auxiliary. It has air conditioning, heated seats, and Another feature I love, dual zone climate control. You can have it on at 20 degrees on your side and 28 on the other if you like. So moving to the steering wheel, cruise control features, all your media control features. This system links up with your phone for hands-free calling, and you've got the volume controls, track control. You can control the phone. But one of the nifty aftermarket features that are on this vehicle is the heads-up display. It displays the gauges in such a way, like your speed, engine coolant temperature, volts, RPM, displays it in such a way that looks like it's over the hood, so you don't have to refocus your eyes right up front. Heading back down to the center console, this button here changes the color of the ambient lighting that illuminates the footwells and cup holders at nighttime. It's a very nice feature. This vehicle has a particularly spacious center console. You can pull out like so, and you can pretty much fit a laptop down in there. It's quite the amazing amount of room. But heading up top, you've got your sunroof controls. Here's the sunglasses container, and specific to the limited model is a sunshade that, yes, has the illuminated vanity mirror on both sides. Of course, it swings out, but this one slides out to give you full coverage from the sun. I don't know why every vehicle doesn't have that, actually, but it's a very handy feature. And while we're up here, these controls right here are for your garage door opener. They do not require batteries. They're hardwired in. And let's push this button and see what happens. There we go, it's opening. So let's demonstrate that remote start feature, and I've actually activated it from 2 blocks away. And what's nice about it is you can set the heated seats to your desired setting and the temperature controls to where you like them. So when you come out in the morning, she's exactly where it's comfortable for you, and just makes life so much easier. The warm-up is complete by the time you get to the vehicle. So this comes with 3 keys with the remotes and 2 remote start fobs. All you do is you press this until it honks, and then it gives any mechanics a minute to get out from under the hood, and it locks the doors before starting the engine. So it will run for 10 minutes unless you put the key in to keep it running longer. So it can also be set to run for 15 minutes, but I found 10 is sufficient. And all the doors are locked. If someone were to break in, they could not steal it, because to put it in gear, you have to touch the brake pedal. And the minute you touch the brake pedal without putting the key in the ignition, the whole thing switches off. So we will open it. And let's have a look how we do that. That goes in. Now she'll stay on. We'll close this here. There's all your limited edition trim package that's in it. And here's the navigation package. You hit that. That takes you to where you want to be. Really nice volume control. You just push it to mute. I really like the climate controls on this. And one of my favorite features is this heads-up display. You can't see it very well through the camera, but it's really nice. It keeps your eyes up and on the road and conscious of the speed limit. And you can set it to beep at you if you go over a particular speed. So very handy, very nice. You can't really see the ambient lighting. You can see I have it on the blue, but it illuminates the cup holders, the footwells, as I noted earlier, and just a very comfortable, well-built vehicle. It rides so smooth, and it just feels like quality. You know, all the little details are taken care of, even an auto dimming rear view mirror. And like I said earlier, the leather is just in amazing condition. It's going to be a really hard thing to see this go, but it's a bit of a redundant vehicle for me, as I have the exact same model only in a hybrid. I've got a limited hybrid, and it does everything that I need. So this one has kind of become a bit redundant for me. But I love the build quality of this. There's your headlight controls. But let's go under the hood. And while we head to have a look under the hood, we get a shot of the passenger side as well here. The paint is just in such nice condition. You can see the hood where there's normally rock chips. It's just kind of a mirror. Very nice. But here's the engine. Very nicely laid out. Everything's reasonably easy to get at. Only a few vacuum lines. The starter is right on the top. That's a new starter. I put a new starter in every used vehicle I get. And it has a new thermostat, a new water pump, and a new temperature sensor. Turned out the temperature sensor was faulty, but I ended up replacing all those things only to find out that it was the temp sensor. And the battery has a shut-off for extended periods of sitting. And there's also this aftermarket rodent deterrent device here that puts out an ultrasonic frequency and flashes just to keep rats and mice from climbing up into the nice warm engine. But the big Achilles heel with this vehicle was the output shaft coming out of the driver's side of the transmission. They didn't quite get the surfacing just right, so it would begin to disintegrate and burr, and those little burrs would ruin the seal. So while the oil was leaking out, the contaminants would be getting into the transmission. You could understand that would eventually destroy the transmission. So right when I bought this, it wasn't showing any signs of problems yet. The transmission was solid. I replaced that output shaft with the good aftermarket output shaft with the proper servicing, new seal, had the transmission flushed, and it is solid. It's a solid towing machine, V6 with 240 horsepower. And currently I have the big drive shaft that goes from the transmission way back to the rear differential. I currently have that removed for better fuel economy. So this is, as it sits, is a two-wheel drive, but I can easily reinstall that if the buyers want. But around here, you know, you only need four-wheel drive for about 1% of the year when it snows, and oftentimes a two-wheel drive does fine just in that. So up to the buyer's preference. I've marked that drive shaft so that the balancing is correct. So it's a very well-built vehicle, very comfortable vehicle with a plethora of features, all the features you could want. Great tires, mechanically sound. There's nothing wrong with it to the best of my knowledge. And as a little bit of icing on the cake, I love the sticker here. It says quality crafted together, Kansas City Assembly Plant. So that's kind of fun. It's a good old American built machine, and in my opinion is the last of the boxy, sort of classy Ford Escape models. And here's one in excellent condition, and she needs a good home. Gonna miss it, but if you're in the market, it's definitely worth considering. And in any case, thank you for watching, and as always, take care.